Welcome back to my channel. If you like this type of video, don't forget to subscribe, give us a huge thumbs up, press the notification bell and leave a comment. This is the project of today. As usual, if you want to learn a lot more in the world of crochet, I invite you to join Crafty Crocheters, a masterclass where you will learn everything in the world of crochet from absolute beginner to advanced and stitches you have never seen before. More in the description box. Today I have for you the snowflake ornament. Is really easy to do. We're going to start with a slip knot and a group of chains. And I have to say, you're going to be able to adjust this pattern and make it bigger if you want to. I'll tell you exactly when you have to work it out if you want it to be bigger, but it's really easy to do and to follow along. So let's get started. We're going to start by doing 6 chains. Okay, you just saw me doing the slip knot. I've done it just with my fingers, but in many other videos, you will see how I do it with my hook as well. Then after we've done the 6 chains, what we are going to do is we're going to create a circle, which means we are going to slip stitch on the first chain from after the slip knot, and that's going to create a circle in the center, which is where we're going to work. You're not going to work on the chains you've done, you're going to work on that hole in there. And then for row number 2, what we are going to start by doing, it's going to be start by doing 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3. They count as a stitch, and the stitch we're going to be working is the US double crochet or the UK treble crochet. So what we are going to start doing inside the circle right now, after we've done those 3 chains, is inside the circle you're going to insert yourself by yarning over, and then there we go, in, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you just create another stitch. Now you have 2 stitches created in there. And what we are going to do now is a sequence of repetitions, which is chain 2 after you finished doing that stitch in there. So now we chain 2, and then we're going to do another group of stitches, which is 2 US double crochets or UK treble crochets together, chain 2, and repeat again. You're going to repeat this along until you have 6 groups in total around that circle. Hide your tail from the beginning so like that you save on needing to sew anything afterwards, and you're going to slip stitch on top of the 3 chains that we've done at the very beginning, because remember they count as a stitch. If you were to slip stitch on top of the stitch, actually you will lose one of the stitches. We will need it for the next rows. If you want to have this written pattern as well, check it out on the description box down below. I have it available for free on my website where you can follow along just in case you have any doubts of whatever it is that I'm explaining or showing on this video. Now for row number 3, we are going to start by chaining 3, which is count as a stitch, and we are going to turn because we need to work in that chain spaces that we created on the previous row. And then what we are going to do now, it's going to be working stitches again. So we are going to work another stitch, another US double crochet or UK treble crochet, chain 2, and another group of stitches again. That is our repetition now in between. So we are going to don't do anything in between the chain spaces. We are not going to chain anything. We're just going to skip from one to another. And in every chain space from the previous row, we are basically going to be doing 2 stitches, 2 chains, 2 stitches together. And that is our repetition that we have to do. So as you can see, I just turn over and then skip to the next one. And then again, I'm doing 2 US double crochet or UK treble crochets, chain 2, and then again another group once more. You're going to repeat this along, and then I'm going to see you once we finish doing all the repetitions to give you a little bit of tips, depends of what you want to do next. So now comes the time to decide if you want to do your snowflake bigger or not. If you want it to do bigger, you will repeat the same thing that you've done right now, working on those chain spaces that you have right now and create groups. And this is kind of like increasing like you will do with a granny square, okay? That is basically what we're doing. But if you want to just do an ornament that I'm going to do, we're going to move to row number 4 and row number 5, which is the next 2 rows just to finish. I just wanted to point that out because you might want to make a snowflake for any other type of decoration and be bigger or something like that. So keep that in mind. This will be the moment to make it bigger. Once you start row number 4, you cannot make it bigger anymore because we're about to start shaping it. Okay, right? So keep that in mind and let's move ahead with the shape of the snowflake now. Row number 4, we're gonna chain 3 and jump into the next chain space. We're not chaining this time. Even if we are in there, we're just straight away gonna go to the next one. And then what we're going to do is on the next space, we are gonna create 3 US double crochets or UK treble crochets, and then we're gonna chain 3. So in that space, we're creating that. Then what we're going to do is on the gap that we skip between one stitches and another. Remember before when I said just jump to the next stitch? So in there is where we are going to actually slip chain 3 and slip stitch in there. So on the corners of the chains that we have before, all right, which we did 2 groups of stitches, there where we're going to create the 3 stitches now. And then in the connection between one corner and another, that is where you are going to create the slip stitch, which again, if you were to be creating a bigger bow, in that space where we're slip stitching right now, you will only do a group of 3 stitches together, and then in the corner you will create another corner. That's how the granny squares basically keep increasing. But right now we're kind of doing these bridges, slightly petals, you can also say, of a flower. Okay, and once you've done that, in that same space you're going to chain 3, we go to the next corner, and then we do the same. So we do 3 stitches, and then this time we are creating like a connection again, right? So we are creating the 3 stitches in there, and then now what we have to do is 1, 2, 3 again, go to the gap in between stitches, which is in there. It's kind of like a triangle and a slip stitch, and then again 3 chains, go to the corner, and then do another group of 3, and just repeat this all the way around, and you will end up with a really beautiful like flowery style that I'm going to show you right now. And then we move ahead for the last row, which is row number 5, and is the last touch-ups to really create the shape of the snowflake. To finish, we need to finish in another chain 3 and then slip stitch on the same space where we started. Okay, remember that we need to create that chain 3 all the time. Look how beautiful it looks right now. Look, if you want to just make like a flower coaster, there we go. Look how pretty it is. But we're gonna move ahead to what it is in the actual snowflake. So for number 5, row number 5, we're gonna straight away go into the chain space that we have next to us, and we are going to do 3 times US single crochets or UK double crochets on that chain space, only 3 times. Okay, and then we have the 3 stitches that we created before. Okay, you can see them really well. You have 3 V's in there. Okay, and this is a repetition as well, so pay attention so you can repeat this all the way around. So on chain 3 spaces we create 3 single crochets or UK double crochets. Now on those 3 stitches, what we are going to create now is on the first one, we are going to slip stitch. Okay, so we slip stitch on that first one that we have in there. Can you see that little hole in there? Okay, insert yourself in there, and then you slip stitch. Then what we're going to do after do that slip stitch in there is going to be something that we're going to repeat in all of them. So slip stitch on the first one. I try to do it slowly so you can see it perfectly. Done. Now you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch on the middle one, on the second one as well. Okay? So move to the second one, and you will see how you create a little shape, which we're creating basically in the snowflake. Okay, done. Now that we are in the middle one, we're gonna chain 4, 2, 3, and 4. And we're gonna slip stitch on the same space that we just have. So on the third one, we slip stitch again in there. So once more, slip stitch. So that's what's create the spike of the snowflake. And after that slip stitch, we need to mirror it the same thing on the last stitch. Okay, so as you can see, we have one little spike, big spike. Now we need to do a little spike. So we chain 3 again, and then we slip stitch on the last, which is the third stitch from the 3 that we created before. So this is the repetition you have to do all the way around. All right, it's really simple. Now we are on a chain 3. So on that chain 3, we do 3 US single crochets or UK double crochets. And then straight away we have another chain 3, right? So straight away we're gonna go and repeat again. So this is one repetition that we just done now. Okay, 3, I'm gonna say it in US terminology: 3 single crochets, 3 slip stitches with the chains, 3 single crochets. That's 1 repetition. So now we just have to do it all over again and all the way around. So we start with the 3 US single crochets or 3 UK double crochets. Then we do the slip stitches with chain 3, slip stitch, chain 4, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch, and then again single crochets or UK double crochet. So again, it's one simple repetition you're gonna have all over again. And now just to finish, what we have left is go on the first group of 3 US single crochets or UK double crochets that we did at the very beginning, and we are done. We are done without making the chains to finish, okay, which we are gonna do them right now. You don't have to fasten off right now unless you want to fully finish them in there and then don't do anything else. I was doing this one for an actual putting it on a mug. That's why I just did the snowflake. But if you want to do the ornament, you will not cut right now. What you will do is straight away you will do undo 20 chains and then create an ornament. That's option number 2 as well. You can put this on jumpers, you can put this, as I say, on ornaments, garlands. You can create it for I create a mug cozy and then I glue it into it, and it has like this 3D effect, which is really beautiful. The only thing you will have to do just now will be like with your ends, and then make sure you put the correct facing forwards, which is your stitches facing you rather than here turning the other way around. But I hope you like this type of video, and if you did, don't forget to give us a huge thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to press the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a video, which I'm trying this Christmas to be. I'm trying to create this playlist where you will find a lot of like last minute gifts, last minute decoration, little details, learning new things, and why not have fun during the holidays and learn new things as well. So I hope you enjoy them. I'm creating a playlist where you will find everything in there, and I see you on the next one. Bye now.